Welcome to Invictus Motors, Invictus Porsche. I've got this Porsche Boxster 981. This is the last of the naturally aspirated Porsche Boxsters, finished in this beautiful Porsche pure white color with the 18-inch edition 4 Boxster alloys. I love the contrast of this red roof. On the inside, this has got a lot of spec going for it with the leather and Alcantara sports seats, as well as you've got the PDK 7-speed dual clutch transmission, the sport design steering wheels with paddles, and you've got the sport button here, the PSM, as well as the front heated seats. And ultimately, if you're wanting something nimble with a character, with a soul, this 981, being the last of the naturally aspirated generation, is where you want to be when it comes to these Porsches. It's got a 2.7 litre naturally aspirated engine in comparison to the 718, the successor, having the 2 litre engines and turbocharged. I will run you through the rest of this car, i.e. firstly by opening the roof and just telling you about the practicality of it, and moving on to a test drive afterwards. You can actually open the roof with the key. And I love this space here, very intimate. In terms of a space, you don't get a lot of wind draft. I've been driving this with my wife, doing circa 70 miles an hour on the motorway, so you're not getting a lot of wind in and around this space. Very comfortable cabin space to be in. With the Porsche Boxsters, you also get a space here at the back for your storage, and you can get quite a bit of luggage space in there. And then at the front, you've additionally got space for 2 medium-sized suitcases, and still quite a bit of space left here and at the top. And the next thing sensibly to do is to take it up for a spin. I've already had the engine slightly warm as is, but I just wanted you guys to hear what it sounds like just firing up the engine, and hopefully you can hear some feedback from that exhaust. But let's take it up for a spin, open it up, and show you what it's like to drive. Now I'm buckled in. Let's move my microphone up. And normally when you've got your seatbelt on, the handbrake will automatically deactivate, so very useful. All the features in this Porsche Boxster work absolutely perfectly. This has a Porsche warranty until July 2026, and also the most recent service was a big major service, which also included the PDK transmission service done. So the next one is a minor service. So if you're looking for a Porsche that's not going to cost a lot of money looking after and maintaining, then this is one of those phenomenal, fantastic examples. And in terms of the engine capacity, this has a 2.7 litre flat 6 Boxster engine. It's naturally aspirated. BHP wise, it produces 261 brake horsepower and just under 300 Newton meters of torque. The top speed is quite high, much higher than a lot of the modern BMW M cars, because obviously they are limited, but this does top speed of 162 miles an hour. And the 0 to 62 is still an impressive 5.7 seconds. My cameraman in the driving seat, every time he's sort of looking out of the car, and as I shift up and shift down, he is being jolted back into the seat, just because of it being in sports mode and driving it a bit enthusiastically. Ultimately, I find that in terms of the best automatic transmission performance and engine and sound, and then ultimately a sweet spot in the Porsche world. I would say the generation between 2012 to 2015 is really where I think Porsche for me absolutely peaks. And this, in terms of a Boxster, when you think about the first generation, which was the 986, in terms of a concept drawing that came about in the early 90s, I think it was either 91 or 92, and then first put into production in around 1997, 98, and then the Gen 2 of it came about in 2000 to 2001, and then the Generation 3 from 2004 onwards, then the Generation 4 was from 2008, and really this is the Generation 4. So it's gone through quite a few cycles of improvements from a historic point of view, but really in terms of like styling, look, feel, and the way this handles and drives, it's absolutely, I think, peak amongst all these generation. And perhaps the 718 takes a slight step down purely because them being 2-litre turbocharged. The earlier sort of 2016, 2015s were not with OPF or GPFs, i.e., you know, what you find in diesel cars with the diesel particulate filters, but the later ones from 2018 or even 2017 onwards are massively restricted in terms of the way they feel performance-wise. So really, if you're looking for something with a character, something with a soul, visceral, then the 981 Boxster is the absolute perfect sweet spot of a Porsche Boxster ownership. And when my wife found out how much this is really worth, she was absolutely shocked and surprised how much of a Porsche car you get for around £25,000. So, and just to kind of quickly cover the various generation also, because we're still on the topic of, you know, historic context and just all the generations. The first generation was the 986.1, then it was the 986.2, 987.1, 987.2, and the 981. And after the 981 came about the 718. And just to give you a bit of a context and a history lesson to the Porsche Boxsters, the Boxster and the Cayman is really the shape, the styling of it is going back to the Porsches from the 50s, the 356s. So if you were to look at some of the early literature, especially of the Porsche Caymans, or even the Boxsters from mid 2000, sort of 2004, 2005, a lot of the inspiration in terms of the design and everything that this car is all about comes from those. And just to wrap up the whole idea of performance, this is a mid-engine car. The performance figures, I think, are absolutely fantastic and definitely on par with a lot of the Porsche 911s, especially the 997.1 and the 997.2. But it being mid-engine, it offers you superior handling. And with a roof down, and if you're out somewhere in the south of France, I don't think there's anywhere else you'd rather be than be in one of these.